Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto content and also news and analysis. Today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, HBAR, XRP, and the overall market structure that we are in. Currently right now, we do see that the market is down about 3.62%, down to about $2 trillion overall. Everything still looks fairly solid, if you will. We're still on major support zones for most altcoins and most assets. I'm watching a lot of things closely here as things do continue to unfold, but we will address those in this video as well. The concerning factor right now is just Bitcoin ranging more and more as we do range into the weekend. Hopefully we do have another green weekend like we've had in the past few weeks. So hopefully that will allow us to have some major highs going on with Bitcoin. Maybe we could get to 48K, 49K, and eventually break above 50K again. So let's address a few things that are happening. First and foremost, the dollar. So as you guys do see here, I have a bars graph actually listed here. Now this is actually a bars graph from this instance here. And how do we get there, right? How do we actually break below this? Now, the interesting thing here is that first off, we've been riding the 50-day MA very closely on the dollar. It wouldn't surprise me if we actually ride a little bit sideways on this 50-day MA before we eventually break down and kind of repeat this same structure. Now, obviously, it's not going to play out perfectly like this, but I'm just saying this could happen very easily, especially considering the weakness that we do see overseas with the whole Afghanistan stuff. God bless anybody who is dealing with any family members and stuff like that over there. I truly do feel for you. But also, I just want to say right now, with the dollar, I do think that we will eventually have this major breakdown and eventually get down to these lows down here. Now, you might be wondering, why does it matter even if we get down here? Why does it matter that we're up in this chop zone right now? First off, I just want to address, I'm very happy that we have broken down from here. This was not good at all, and it was actually telling us that we were going to 94.5 plus after we broke above that. So, very good to see it break down. Now, why is this level down here very important? Well, it's simple. Going back to 2017 and 2018, we do see that as the dollar broke down, crypto started to break out, especially even if we go back on Bitcoin to this time, you could see it as well. For an example, let's actually zoom out a little bit, go to 2017 and 2018 just to show you guys. So realistically speaking, here's 2017 and 2018 back here. So let me zoom out a little bit. So we do see here Bitcoin made its actual all-time high on December 18th of 2017. So if we actually go to December 17th of 2018, we could actually see that this was actually the start of what was to come for the dollar. We actually see it here, in here. Once the dollar started to get that weakness below this resistance point that I actually have marked on the chart, and we do see that we hit that major, multiple times at major times. For example, here's that major push into May on Bitcoin. So once we actually break below this, and we end up breaking down and keep breaking down, because once we break down below those significant support zones, that's where weakness will follow the dollar. So that is very interesting to look at and also take into accountability, especially in regards to Bitcoin making a new high and altcoins eventually skyrocketing in price. So when we look here in terms of the dollar, I want to see a breakdown below this point here, but we are below a significant resistance zone, which is very good for crypto. But we also see the dollar, and if I remove this bars graph, making its way back to retest the zone. So I do think that we could see a retest before breaking down. Hopefully we do not break out. Again, keeping my eye very close on the dollar. I'm also keeping an eye out on the indices. While they are making their volatile price moves down and down, we do see that the high on the Dow Jones is still sitting at about 35.5K. We have broken down about 192 points today. We also see the NASDAQ still hit a high of 15,060. We have broken down 96 points. Again, even the S&P 500 made a high of 44.95, but we have broken down significantly at 26.19 points. I'm watching these very closely as we see volatile price action in the indices, but we could see a very volatile price move in the indices to the green aspect, which would, in my opinion, cause a domino effect into crypto as well. Now, talking about crypto, let's talk about Bitcoin. Let's zoom in. Let's get back to where we were. Let's actually zoom up a little bit. So when we are talking about Bitcoin, we have to address what is happening currently in the overall market. For an example, and wow, I went way too far, but we do see that we tested my zone. I told you guys multiple times throughout this week, even going all the way back to last week, that we could be seeing a retest very soon of the 200-day MA. Again, this is very good for us. We bounced off of it significantly. I do think that we continue to ride the 200-day MA train. And if we actually look here, we regained into support. And this is a nice chop zone. This whole rectangle here is actually very good for us. Like, this goes all the way back to where our major breakout point was when we made that new all-time high. Again, even going into this, again, we had major breakdowns below it as well. And again, if we continue to break down or even continue to trade sideways, that is actually very good for us. Now, what do I think is going to be happening? So obviously, yes, we can come down lower on Bitcoin. I just don't think that it happens. I think that we continue to move sideways until we print the next major candle. Now, to see if it's going to be green or not, we have to watch this weekend very closely. I think that this weekend is going to be a telltale sign, as well as the Monday stock open for indices. Now, again, even going back into this, I'm watching this very closely because, again, Bitcoin is king currently. You guys already know that. I don't have to tell you it. But in regards to Bitcoin, I'm also watching Bitcoin dominance, as Bitcoin dominance cannot break this resistance level. We trade above it a little bit before breaking down below it. So what I'm watching for right now on Bitcoin is a major price move. This drop here was not significant at all. We retested the 200-day MA. Everything looks good. Nothing looks terrible at all. I'm not bearish. I'm not bullish. I'm just kind of neutral right now. There's nothing really to report on. There's nothing bullish right now about the entire market. So there's really nothing to really report on in terms of Bitcoin because we need more price action to actually invoke or invalidate some sort of movement. For an example, a move above what this was, which was like 50.5K, would invalidate us coming down lower. So we need to actually watch that level. Now, what would invalidate us going lower would be a break below 46K. So those are the two things to watch for: a break above 50.5K, almost 50.6K, and a breakdown below 46K. So what happens if we break down below 6K? Well, it's simple. We retest a support zone, which could be, at 44.3K or 45.3K. Those are two significant levels. We actually see here that 45.3K is a resistance point. So that would basically be the next point to break in terms of a drop down. Again, same with even 44.3K. After that, it's a retest of 41K or 42K around this chop zone down here to retest the 50-day MA. So that is what I'm watching for on Bitcoin. Same goes for Bitcoin dominance. I'm watching this very closely as we are trading sideways. So a major breakdown or break up to retest the 100-day MA and eventually break out of it would be bearish. Now a breakdown below this significant level down here at 43% would be very bullish. So HBAR and XRP, let's talk about them. Let's see what's happening. So in regards to XRP, we hit my target 105. Told you guys $1.05 would most likely be happening if Bitcoin started to break down to 46K. It happened. I'm loving it, to be honest with you guys. Now, what do I think XRP is doing? I think XRP is trading sideways to get a major breakout, to be completely honest with you. Now, we don't need to break above $2 just yet. I told you guys, end of the month into September is going to be very good for XRP and the entire market. Obviously, we are ranging into the end of the month and we have began our sideways trading, so that is actually very good for us. Now, what's happening right now in regards to XRP is we have this nice sideways momentum, and the next pinpoint would be the pinnacle of where we go. It's either a break above $1.35 or a breakdown below $1.05. So those are two invalidating motions to actually watch for. So right now, we do see that the 50-day and the 100-day MA are crossing. A lot of people capitalize on that and say that it's a death cross, whatever the case may be. There's actually nothing significant about this besides the fact that even in the past, when we did see this, cross, we ended up breaking down. And this actually happens nearly every single time that the 100-day and the 50-day pretty much cross. But we could be doing something like this back in March, where we ended up crossing, traded sideways, nothing too crazy happened, and then we had that major breakout event. I believe that we are doing something similar to that, where we will continue to trade sideways before we have that major break above $1.70 plus, eventually leading to the $2 plus zone. Again, the reason why I talk about $1.70 is because even in regards to $1.70 on the chart, look at how significant of a level this actually is for a major resistance point. I don't think that these resistance points in between here matter too much besides breaking above $1.70 and getting to that $2 zone. Again, even going back to HBAR, we have been doing the same thing, trading sideways, bouncing off of support. We have regained support actually. We bounced off of the 200-day MA or broken down a little bit below it and bounced off of 23 cents overall as a major support, and now we are back in this rectangle of beauty. Call it the rectangle of beauty because guess what? That's the overall demand zone that we were in, even going back to the initial pump and also the prices of April. So everything still looks fairly strong. No technicals were actually lost on any of these altcoins, especially even Bitcoin. So ultimately, things still look fairly good. Even talking about Ethereum. Ethereum is doing the same thing, trading sideways on support, not breaking key significant levels, and even Ethereum dominance, trading sideways. Everything is trading sideways in a consolidating pattern. So ultimately, what will be next is all on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the asset to watch right now unless we get an event of, for an example, XRP breaking out, pretty much trading against Bitcoin and doing its own thing. So with that being said, that is what I'm watching for on both HBAR and also XRP. With that being said, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out.